What are you talking about? Where are you going with this? It's a fucking... like, are you even watching the video? What's good? It's your boy Dot.
And Dan Cap.
And this is Non-Playable Critics, where we tell you exactly what we think.
Yeah, well, we think about everything, like from games to videos to movies, everything, and different.
And we are expert at nothing.
Yeah.
All we got are freaking opinions.
Yeah, and we're good at opinions.
Yeah, we're good at opinions.
Yeah.
Anyways, so today we're gonna talk about Animal Crossing. All right, the number one game right now. Everybody's stuck inside. We're all want to have like some kind of connection, you know, and yeah, with the whole coronavirus thing that's happening.
And I think Animal Crossing is a kind of different game that has kind of evoked certain feelings in the gaming public that haven't been around for a while, especially in Western games. Like, it's a kind of a more mellow, like, kind of idea about games. So
what are you talking about?
It's going to be interesting to like.
Okay, so have you played the game? I didn't even cut you off, but have you played the game? You're going.
Not yet, but I
never played the game.
I've researched a lot about it.
Okay.
And I've watched a lot of videos about it, and a lot of people I respect have played the game.
I played the first version of it. I think it was the GameCube. I played it on the GameCube. It was pretty fun. It reminds me of like Harvest Moon to a certain degree.
Oh, I don't know what Harvest Moon is.
It's like a farming simulator. Anyways, we're here for Animal Crossing. So we are gonna check out the Nintendo Direct revealing all the features. We're gonna tell you what we think about it. Have you played this game in particular? I played other versions of it, so I've never played this game. And
has it anything to do with animals?
I don't know. For somebody who did a lot of research on the game, you want to know if there's animals in it. Okay, tell me what you know about the fucking game.
Is it a crossing? So in Japanese, it's Dobutsu no Mori,
wow.
right?
Okay, bust out the Japanese. Let's go.
No, but like, it means animal forest. So I'm sure there must be a forest and there must be an animal at some point. So let's watch the trailer. I'm looking for animals. I'm looking for forests.
Good thing to watch out for. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and check out this Nintendo Direct. Let's get into it.
Tom Nook.
Tom Nook. He's the owner.
Oh, he's the owner of what?
Like the house that he's gonna build for you. So he's basically like boss man.
Shacho.
Yeah.
Okay, you put this on.
Thank you for choosing the Deserted Island Getaway Package. A laid-back, relaxing time in a haven of nature awaits.
Looks a bit pervy.
For you and the other folks participating in the Getaway Package, the time has come to get into the groove of Deserted Island.
I stopped the recording.
I once...
yeah, it's okay. It's recording now.
Is here to support your needs.
I completely fucked that up.
Nothing to worry about.
I think I gotta rewind it a little bit, but no, that thing was funny.
For starters,
what are you talking about? It looks a bit pervy. What the fuck does that mean?
Well, like, it reminds me of a porno trailer that I once watched.
Oh, and there's something else.
Pornos are you watching?
A trailer for the porno. No.
Pornos have trailers. Yo, pornos have trailers?
Yeah.
I know pornos have trailers.
Yeah, they do. Like the big budget ones. Like the top stars.
Yo, how do you go? What are you talking about? Okay, fuck it. I'm not even gonna question what you're talking about. It looks pervy.
So there was this one called like Casa La Blanca or something like that.
There's a porno name called Casa La Blanca.
Something like that. It was like this island, and they all go there.
I see the ratings of like from Peggy 13 to like R rated in like 2 seconds.
And no, but it was like, it looked like such an awesome porno. Like, it was like amazing. The trailer was so
Wait,
good.
what? Wait,
And as soon as I saw Animal Forest, or what was it called?
you were like next level expert with it, saying in like Japanese and stuff. What are you talking about?
As soon as I saw this game, he's like, "Welcome to our island." It's like exactly the same as the porno. Welcome to our special island, and here everything that you want is like you can get. It was like the porno that I watched.
You didn't even watch
The trailer.
The trailer for the porno.
But like truth.
Adult film. Try to fucking put our ratings down a little bit.
I've been trying to find the actual full version of that movie my entire adult life, but I've never been able to find it. But I could only find the trailer.
This is not going well. How do we go from a child-friendly fucking game, a review on a child?
That's what it reminded me of.
What? At what point did it remind you of that? Let's go.
Welcome to our island.
Let's go through this fucking trailer.
Let's analyze this shit.
At which point did you feel that was it?
Go from the beginning.
Resident Services building at its center
Go from the
is here
beginning.
to support your needs. So there's
No, I just want to know the part where you were like, "Yo, this reminds me of the
from the
trailer for
beginning.
the porno." It's in the beginning.
Yeah, this one. Welcome to Island Life, baby. Oh, it's starting. No, it's the no.
We're off to a good start.
Yeah, Animal Crossing.
Reminds him of a porno video. You really aren't built for this shit. Like, like seriously though.
It's pretty funny.
This is like adult content on a fucking.
That was actually a true thought, though, right?
All right, non-playable critics, right?
That was actually true. Like, it's not gonna happen every time, but it did actually remind me of this.
Happen. You just have no fucking like. Whatever, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna judge you.
I thought that's the whole point, right? But like, I'm not doing it. Like,
I know.
it's an actual.
It's okay. Stop explaining yourself. I stop explaining. I stopped trying to explain. I'm just the image in my head of what this show was gonna be about was just out the fucking window. It just been thrown out the fucking window.
Oh, come on.
Let it fucking. What? We're gonna restart?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck it. Content, right? Content. Unfiltered, non-playable critics.
Right.
We will not be played.
We can't be played.
There you go. I mean, you know.
As much as you try, you fucking can't.
I mean, I'm just trying to like. Man, I'm going off a tangent here. You know, just.
Wait.
Just let it
roll
go.
with it, G.
I'm rolling with it.
Yeah.
So at some point, it reminded this motherfucker of a porno.
Getaway package.
Yeah.
A
Fuck me.
laid-back, relaxing time and a
That I never see.
awaits.
Only the trailer.
Other folks participating in the getaway package.
I didn't even know pornos had trailers.
Yeah.
Okay, Bird.
Wild, man.
Video. Bird. That lion had a makeup.
I was gonna say good things about this game as well.
Support your needs. So
Say what you want, bro.
It's like this is.
For starters, we'll provide you with a tent.
Oh shit! This is.
You get a
gonna-
tent.
This is gonna go down bad.
You'd like to
And like, if you have like a,
It's gonna go down.
if you have like a,
It's gonna go down.
if you have
What are
like
you
a-
talking about?
if you have
Where are you going with this? It's a fucking. Like, are you even watching the video? What are you doing, bro?
No, I know it's so relaxing, right?
So, no.
So I was gonna say, if you have like a learning disability,
Wait.
it's like a.
Can you stop? Wait.
It's
Let me say my piece.
It's very therapeutic.
Okay.
One thing I will say about this game is very therapeutic.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
What I was gonna say was like you like it's like your inner voice like came out and you were like, this is gonna be bad. And I'm like, you started off with the trailer and like it reminds me of a porno. And you said that like straight face, like it is what it is, ready to explain it. But if you started off like that and then you go, this is gonna be bad, like
Yeah, so
like what?
basically what I'm
What's
saying
my
is,
hope?
is like autistic children play this game, play this game to find a little bit of happiness in their life. That's what Animal Crossing is. Peace.
Oh my god. Fuck you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
What it,
yeah, but that's what it.
yo, that
feels
was like a minute.
That's what it feels like after
A
watching.
minute and 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're NPC, bro.
Bro, I fucking snorted on camera. That was so bad.
Now, we'd like to offer you an
It is. Though.
I don't give a
Look
fuck.
at it.
Nook phone.
Okay, wait. Are you good?
Yeah. Dry the tears.
Whatever, man. Non-playable critics.
Pre-installed with a variety of apps for all your deserted island needs.
Yo, even the fucking thing has a smartphone. You don't have a smartphone.
Yeah. Thank.
That's another story for another day. What kind of phone do you have? Android or iPhone? Yeah, show everybody your phone.
Ready?
Okay.
You see my phone?
That's not a phone.
Oh, really?
Your phone.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Oh, there you go. That's his
you
phone.
Just get a message. No?
Flip it, bro. Flip it. How do you hang
This is
up?
how you work it.
Yeah. Yeah, show him how you hang up when you're mad. When you're mad. It's like, fuck you, bitch. Oh, that's soft. You gotta go. Fuck. Yeah.
No, I'm not angry, man. Like
That's
this.
what I mean, like when you're mad, like, oh, two hands. Proper with it. Fucking proper with it.
Who you said?
Alright, let's get it.
Including recipes for crafting tools and furniture. Let's start by crafting an axe.
So there's crafting, you
We're
craft
going
an
to need
axe.
some materials. Like branches.
Branches, bruv.
I kind of like it. It's like it's really
Then
therapeutic.
we'll
Bro.
head to resident
It's like a
services
serious
and
point.
use the
It's like
workbench.
a seriously therapeutic game. Like you know,
Nicely
like
done.
most games now are like shoot this
You can use the
motherfucker and
tools.
kill him.
Okay.
You know, and this one it seems in polar opposite. I think that's why it's got a lot of traction because it's like in polar opposition to like the way game like Doom Eternal came out, and I think like it looks amazing, but it's basically fucking shooting your shotgun into someone's face. And then you got like a Nintendo releasing Animal Forest, which is I'm gonna make a garden or a theme park, or I'm gonna build a pool for all my friends to come. Right? That I think that's what's made this game kind of special in this time.
Do you know if you can make like that kind of stuff in the game, or
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do. This is what blew my mind about it. It's like
you can make a what?
you can do anything you want. It's like almost like Minecraft. I never played Minecraft myself, but like basically you can do anything. Like because the building blocks are there, you know. And it seems like Animal Forest is like I know some Animal Forest, but
Animal Crossing.
yeah, Animal Crossing seems like it's taking that kind of view. It's like no violence, no, and I like it. You know.
So it's more like relaxing, like for people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's a very valuable game to have on the market. I've never been a big fan of Nintendo, apart from like Mario Kart, you know, back in the day when we used to play multiplayer. Of course, it's great. but and I always wanted to play Breath of the Wild, the Zelda game. But this one actually makes me wanna buy it because it's like chilled. It's like, how many people did you kill? No, it's not about that. Right? It's about building up shit. Like you build your community, you build your friends, you know what I mean? And I think it's kind of positive. Yeah.
I mean, I played this game before, so all of these things like I'm well aware of.
Yeah.
You know, like
I
so,
didn't know about it. Yeah.
But you said you did a lot of research, no?
No, into the new game.
Okay.
Do craft to acquire new materials.
No, that's true.
This.
Yeah. Okay.
And with those, you can craft more items.
Shovels. I remember like digging holes for like people to
Feel
drop
free
in.
to place furniture inside or outside.
It's so nice, right?
You can fine-tune
The music is very nice too.
The decor expresses your style, and you can fully enjoy the deserted island life.
But
Deserted Island.
Let's head
That
back
voice
to
reminds me of the
Resident
porno.
Services. Here we sell tools and furniture.
That's what it is, the voice.
We also buy your unwanted items, including any weeds you remove, as part of our island cleanup plan. In addition to the usual in-game currency, bells, you can also earn Nook Miles through the Nook Mileage program. You can exchange your miles for special items and recipes. You'll earn miles through a host of activities.
Wait. So, in the beginning, you can sell all the things you don't want in the island.
Right.
So you run around, basically like you can clean it up, like pick up the weeds and sell the weeds.
Right.
So like in Harvest Moon, the game that I was talking about,
Yeah.
in the beginning you get a farm, and then the first thing you want to do is you want to clean up the whole farm, and it hits your well, what's that thing? OCD.
Alright.
You know what I mean? Where you're just like compulsive disorder. Yeah, it makes you like, yo, I want to make sure everything is clean first before like I drop my first plant. So like for me, like I feel like when you start this game, that's the kind of thing that you'd have. You know what I mean? So what do you think? But you can sell it. You can get something out of it. So like you get rewarded for doing it.
Like what I said is true then, man.
Which is what?
It's like it appeals to a certain character who is OCD, right?
But not just OCD, but I mean like people want
It's
shit.
like this plant is dying, so I have to take it out, and like this square is unused, so I have to.
But like,
You know what I mean?
I understand, but not just people with OCD, but like it's like when you want to clean stuff, it's like the exact same thing. You like your house, you see something, it's like not necessarily an OCD thing, but you just go ahead and clean it up.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that it would, like if you have that, then like it would trigger it. Like make sure everything is clean, kind of thing.
Right.
Like it's not like some people who would play the
Chop
game
the wood.
only like a small part they would clean up and focus on that small
Chop the
part.
wood, but like don't forget to take the wood back to the house. And you plant flowers. Don't forget to water the flowers.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of beautiful and a little bit scary as well.
Why do you think it's scary?
Because people could have real plants. You can have a real plant. You know what I mean?
Okay, save that thought. Can you save that thought? We just, I think we can have like a full review on this.
On the island, so be sure to take advantage of this program. There are many ways to experience the joys of life on a deserted island. Go fishing, catch some bugs, tend to flowers,
Right.
and pick them to make a garland.
Oh, I made a hat. That was cool.
Thanks to crafting, even weeds have their uses.
Here it's raining.
A vaulting pole makes it easy to quickly cross a river.
Oh wow, that was cool.
A nutritious snack will help you shovel up a tree in no time. Plant it somewhere else to change things up in that corner of the island.
Dang, son, made that pretty.
The scenery changes with the time and weather. There will be sunshine, cloudy days, rainfall, and enough wind to shake the trees.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Depending on the time of day and the season.
But you understand what I mean, though? What the original thing I said? I don't repeat it, but you understand.
Okay, you want to go ahead with it? It's okay. Go on. We got like... Go on.
But you understand what I mean. It's kind of like false reality with the nice music and nice cute characters, and like you don't have to actually do anything, you know.
But you're doing things like you're doing chores. Like
you're kind of sucking you in to the fucking certain thing, right? So that's why I think it's great therapy for people who have like.
I think that's a very good way to put it.
Yeah.
Like it's therapeutic. But when I played like the GameCube version, it was like that.
Yeah.
And I think I played like something that's a handheld. Is it a handheld? I don't remember exactly. Maybe they had it for the Nintendo DS too. But basically, like you would check up on it. It wasn't a game like you're trying to rush to the end. No. It would be like something that you.
This one is there's no end boss. There's no nothing.
I think it's just upgrading your house is the thing, because that's what I remember. Like
constant.
Yeah, when you start off, like the Tom Nook would like give you like for the house, he's like, you have to pay me this much amount of money, and then when you pay like X amount of money, he's like, all right, you want to upgrade it, and then you're like, all right, I want to upgrade, I want a second floor, and then he increases like the amount,
so it's just
the amount your debt.
You do more activities around the map.
Yeah, like fishing, like you could go fishing, you could sell it, so
growing stuff, or cutting stuff down. Yeah. I like it.
But let's talk about what's happening in the video first. It was so different seasons. You can craft things. So far we know that you can craft different seasons, different weather effects,
and it was nice. Like,
reorganizing the.
Like I think one of the best things that we saw, and that you responded to, was like replanting the tree.
Yeah, like redecorating that.
You actually said it's more beautiful. So I think that's a lot of what this game has to offer. You can manipulate it and change it to what the aesthetic that you feel is beautiful, right? Like there was a ring of flowers, and like G actually said, when she picked up the tree and put it in the middle, he goes, "That's beautiful," right? So that kind of thing I think is very, very important in this kind of game. It's like you can actually like mold the actual game to suit your own perspective, right? Your own. Yeah.
But I think it's like legit. It's kind of like I said, I didn't say it yet, but it was kind of like gardening. It's like you get the same effect, the endorphins that would trigger when you're gardening, but you get it in like a short amount of time. Did you see that? He just like shoveled a tree and then like dropped it. Yeah. Like
how much actual mana was
that's what I'm saying. Like and then you have the endorphins associated with that action in literally like a second.
That's a good point.
In like a second, you know what I mean? Like if you see a tree, like I don't like that tree there, I want to put it over here. You have to hire some people. It'll take freaking days.
I don't even think it's possible. Like
I mean, I don't know. I've never done it before.
And actually put it in a new spot.
I don't know. We gotta Google it at some point.
The roots are so extensive, right? So that would be so that's a good point though. So what G is saying is like things that would benefit you more in the real world are trivialized in the game, like uprooting a tree and put it in a bed of flowers. Yeah.
Rainfall and enough wind to shake the trees. Depending on the time of day and the season, you'll encounter different creatures to catch.
So there you go. So different creatures, different time. So you like that. I think when I was playing the game for the GameCube, that was the one exciting thing. It was just like when you when you open the game the next day, something's changed and you want to find it. Maybe there's somebody who drops by. So it goes with like the real time.
Like, so that's an interesting point then. What do you mean goes with the real time?
Like if it's 3 o'clock now, it's 3 o'clock in the game.
That is really unusual and really interesting, right? I think that.
Did you know about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is one of the most interesting things about this game. It's like you can drop in and it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. And it's 6 o'clock in the morning in
Correct.
the game. That is actually.
And you would see things that you would not normally see at different parts of
Right.
it. So you build something, you see what it looks like in the morning.
Right, that is a really interesting thing about this game, and like that part of it, I really like.
I think like, that was a big draw for me too. Like when I played the game, it was like, like I would wake up in the morning and then like people would comment, like the people in the island, like the animals in the island would comment,
Shit.
and they'd be like, "Oh, like you're up early. Why are you up early?" I'm just like, "Yo, like that's crazy," Or like, "Oh, good morning." It's like, "Oh, good morning." It's like before I even saw like real people, I got these characters
let's
that would.
clarify. Which one did you play on?
The first one, the very first one.
Which was on
It might have been on the GameCube.
on the GameCube.
Yeah. Animal Crossing on the GameCube. Yeah. So that's what it was. It was just like you have this set area that you can come down and visit to anytime, and they would remember who you are and what you did. It's like, oh, like there was like little things where you're like you would send them a mail and they won't get it till the next day, and then you'd see that person walking around. They'd be like, "Hey, thank you for the nice mail." You could like write down like absolute like trash talk, like, you know what I mean, and they would still respond like, "Oh, thank you for the mail." You're like, "Yeah, I just called
Probably
you,"
fixed that.
Yeah, you just, So moving on. Let's see what else you can do this damn game.
Sociable types who live together on the same island can play simultaneously, up to 4 players at a time on one system.
4 players on one system.
Enjoy living together.
That was the same as the
How do you
GameCube.
do it? Is that a cooperative thing? Or?
With a local wireless or internet connection, you can travel to another player's island for a total.
So you have one island, and you have 4 players in one island, and I guess you each have your own house. So
What you do, like back each other up, or
well in the when
cooperative
during the GameCube, no, you take turns. During the GameCube,
There's no guns, right?
no, but during the GameCube, it was like you all had your own house, and then you can send mail to each other. Like you would drop a mail, and the next time somebody logs on, they would get it. It's not like simultaneous.
I don't get it. What's the cooperative thing then?
Well, now the new one has the online, so you can play with up to 8 players online. You can play
What
together
are you
at the same
doing
time.
together?
Well, we'll find
Is
out.
there any benefits to people actually playing online together?
Well, so it was on the DS, I think, DS or the 3DS. But basically, going to somebody's island, they have their own special fruit. So if like my town naturally grows peaches, right? And your town naturally grows apples. Like I would try to connect to your island so I could get the apple, and you can exchange. Yeah, and then I can plant that flower. That's one example of the cooperative play.
Total of 8 players in one visit. The whole scene feels meant to be. Why not snap a photo with everyone and make it a lasting memory?
Snap a photo with everyone. So like with the coronavirus thing happening, it's like that's one way to interact with your friends, right? It's like, hey, I'm coming over to your island. Let's take a picture.
No, but multiplayer must have been designed with a specific purpose in mind, right?
In here
So
today,
it gives you a bonus to
just
playing in
there's
multiplayer, right? So I'm just wondering what that is.
so much more waiting to be discovered. So many activities, animals to encounter, and more calling to you from the island. We can't wait for you to experience.
See that? Like he just made his own like pathway.
I do that.
That could take some time, you know what I mean? And like make an aesthetically pleasing island, right?
Aesthetically pleasing. Fuck you.
What do
The
you mean,
words.
fuck you? What?
Busting out vocabulary.
Nintendo. Really?
No?
I don't know.
Aesthetically pleasing?
Yes.
How many people know aesthetically pleasing?
A lot of bodybuilders.
Ah, there you go. Is that where you got it from?
No, it's just a word that I've known from time.
Aesthetic.
Correct.
Aesthetically.
Is that hard to
Bullshit.
imagine? Is that hard to imagine?
It's not a word you learn in high school.
I learned it when I was in elementary.
What
Way
in what
back then.
context?
In what? Huh?
In what context?
I was drawing a house,
Alright.
and then I put a sun right in the corner of the paper, and then the teacher was like, "That was aesthetically pleasing picture that you created there. Here's an A plus."
Really?
Yeah. True story.
Aesthetic.
True story.
Because you did it for the way it looked more than the actual like.
We're going off. So, Animal Crossing. So you saw the game. You know what the game is about. So
Yeah.
I think like it's a perfect game to have right now with everybody staying at home. Like, you know, it gives you tasks of like, you know, like
Yes, I like it. It's kind of like the ex emperor of Singapore said that
I do not like where this is going.
no, it's like he said accepting our rule is like slitting your wrists and slipping into a hot bath. You know, it's so easy. So I get this kind of vibe from Animal Crossing. It's kind of beautiful in this way, but it's like a temptation that I don't think I personally could accept.
Slit your wrist in a bathtub.
Yeah, in a hot bath, just slip down and yeah, you don't worry about anything else. Animal Crossing to me is the same thing, right? Although it's well designed, Nintendo always designs the games very well, you know. And there are certain aspects which I love to do. Like I love it when I like lay pavement and things like that. And but ultimately, it's pointless. It's actual no story, no ending, no nothing, right? It's just an absolute waste of time. So,
But we could like wrap it all up with everything everything related to gaming is generally that.
no. I disagree. Like I think story-based games are coming back.
Stick to Animal Crossing, but story games. Okay,
Yeah,
understand.
but in general, but I think that's part of the reason why Animal Crossing is so like anathema to me, is because there has no story. I mean, there's nothing there. There's no backbone. There's no law. There's no foundation to the basis of the game. It's all mechanics, and you can get that from anything. Like, and you can get it from.
But it's okay. I'm gonna go for the argument
Yeah,
to go with that.
of course.
It would be
Devil's advocate.
it would be so it would be like it's relaxing.
Yeah.
It's like you can say like with like no matter what it is, like you go in the bathtub and you just chill there. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything, but you're relaxing. You feel relaxed.
Yeah, but
Right, and in a time where it's like everything is scaring you, everything is attacking you, like this is what's happening with the government, this is what's happening with the job, this is what's happening with the scare, this is you can't go out, you can't see your friends. It's like it seems like everything is just absolutely negative, right? And you have this thing for a minute that plays this soothing music that for a little bit you can kind of forget about what's happening outside and just like live that easy life for a second, like get away from all of it, have this thing where it's like, like, I mean, I think that's a lot more productive than literally not doing anything, sitting down and consuming all of this content that is extremely negative. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you're focused on something, it's relaxing, and to a certain degree it's mentally stimulating, right? And like, and at the same time, it's also like, it gives you that like, it makes you feel like things are kind of normal for a minute or two, or 2 hours or 3 hours, and I can definitely see the appeal of the game, like, especially in this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with anything that you said. I mean, and there's one word that we use to describe a game like this: prosaic, right? What it means, like,
you're telling me busting out words. You're just
yeah, prosaic is, I mean, like Prozac, right? Prosaic, and I mean, as I said, the game is well designed, but it's like, during this time, do you really want to be? And I told you, like, seriously about the hot bath, and that's a real thing. Like, if you want to, like, just forget about everything, then do it. But there are much better games, much better books, much better songs, much better, much better everything, with an actual a meaning and something that now you have the time to do, right? You don't have to play mobile games just to fill up your time, right? And Animal Crossing feels like filling up your time. Like when you plant a tomato tree, tomato plant in the Animal Crossing world, go and do it outside. Do it on your balcony, right? Those things are far more rewarding, right? And when there's no story attached to it, even though the mechanics, I admit, are beautiful, right? And that's part of the reason that makes me want to play it, right? But you can definitely, like, without the story, you can definitely discard this game as a waste of fucking time.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I mean, there's certain games that I kind of avoid doing if I can do it better in real life, like, things that. But at the same time, it's like, it's you. Like I said, with the whole pulling the tree out and putting it, replacing it, is like you get all of the gratification without the effort.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, definitely you could go out and plant a tree, assuming, like, you could fucking do that.
Simple.
But I think it's more about the interaction with friends. I think it's like something that you and your friends could do.
Well, the multiplayer one we didn't really explore so much, right? That's why I asked.
I mean, that's why that was my segue into it right now.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, we've covered the single player with our thoughts in it. So now, sorry, I hit the mic. But now, like, the multiplayer.
That was a big issue between us, though, right? Didn't I ask you, like, so what do you do together, right?
The multiplayer?
Yeah. What's the purpose of the multiplayer?
Well, it was just to check out your town, I guess. Check out your town, trade stocks, or you can like you can but like in the game you can design your own shirt. You can design your own T-shirt, and you can hey, you want this shirt? Like a mock interaction of being outside.
Come on, I know you're playing devil's advocate, but like at a certain point you gotta say, like, it's meaningless, right? Absolutely meaningless. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's your final thought. It's meaningless.
Yeah. In mechanics, always from Nintendo, are always beautiful. Gameplay is always nice and smooth, but like ultimately, it's meaningless.
Okay. There you go. So for me, ultimately, I think for me, it's not a game that I would want to play like for a long time, like during the day. It would be the kind of game that, because it's built for you to check up on it, right? So
as you said, right?
It's a game that you put in a couple of, you play, and then afterwards, once you get everything done, it's like you go on and check, like, because it becomes a chore for me. That's the reason why I only play the first one, and then but afterwards it's like I just You know, I know what this game is about. I know the gameplay loop. You know, like that's the main thing is the gameplay loop for me.
Right.
Like as you know, like somebody who plays games, it's like the gameplay loop, and I know that it doesn't end. But every time you check up on it, something new comes up. But a lot of people are hacking the game. A lot of people are, they're you know, like they're hacking the game in terms of changing the seasons to get all the content a lot faster, and the game was not built like that. Right? So people would like do all of these things to fucking hoard things, right? So the current state of the game right now is that like because everyone have so much time to play it and like they just play it and they get to the end game, whatever the end game might be, right? And
Is it an end game?
I mean, the end game is upgraded house, like however max you can upgrade it to.
It's just like Minecraft. Like.
Kind of like whatever, like, you know, or you know, it's that would be, I guess, considered an end game, and just but not only that, but it's also affecting people in a certain way where it's like it's it's a kind of like social media where I go to your island and then you have it all stacked and I'm like, oh, this guy has his house is already level 2, you know, and my house is at level 1 and we started at the same time. Oh, he already has this. Right, and then that same person is like, oh, and you'd be like, hey, I want to come over to your island, and I'd be like, yo, I'm not sure about that right now. Like, yo, I'm at level 1 right now. You know what I mean? And then, but you can't help but judge. It's like, oh, this is level 1. Like, this was what I saw like 2 weeks ago. Like, how are you still at level 1?
Boil it down.
And then what I'm trying to say is that it becomes that now. It's like, so for me personally, is that I would play the game that the way it's meant to be played, because I wouldn't want to play that game as something that's my main game, because I know like the content is supposed to be spurred down, but people have a lot of time, and because that's what people do, it becomes into this kind of competition, just like in real life, just like social media, where it's like you see somebody else's, oh, they've already achieved this much and we started this game at the same time. So I'm saying like it brings you into that comparison because everybody is playing it, whereas like the old game is like maybe not everyone is playing it. It's like you're kind of like, this is your own thing. Do you know what I mean? Like you can relax like that.
So it's more like a public kind of playthrough. Right?
Yeah, which is like not. It's just the result of it being released at this time. Everyone is playing it and easy to get into.
Just don't fight. Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. But like,
I mean, what's your comment on that? What's your thought on that?
It's like a mobile game. Like, I agree with what you're saying. Like,
I mean, there was this, I'm just telling you what it is right now.
It's like a mobile game. You know, remember everyone used to invite you to play like Candy Crush or like the farming game. To me, this feels like the same thing, right? It's like the more people are playing it, the better it is. The less people are playing it, probably the better it is. But like, from which perspective? Like, it's a social game, like without any meaning, right? It's like one of those Candy Crush or what are the different? You know what I'm saying, right? Like, you just want your friends to play, so you don't feel like a lonely fucking loser playing Animal Crossing when there's no fucking story. You know what I mean? And no meaning to it. It's like a bullshit Facebook online fucking game. Like, the more people you can like get into it, makes it more interesting because they're your friends. You can play any game in the world with your friends and it'll be fun.
I agree with that.
Like
that
cards, like anything, checkers, chess, whatever. You know, Animal Crossing is like that. It's meaningless unless you got your friends.
Okay, I agree. Like, I agree. I mean, it's not like Candy Crush, though.
I didn't even know what Candy Crush
That's
is.
what I mean.
People were inviting me to it.
Because in order to keep playing the game, like, you play the game with 3 credits, for example, and then you run out of credits and you have to wait for X amount of hours in order for you to play again.
Okay.
But if you invite somebody to play it, they get more credits.
It's kind of like that, though, right?
It's not like that.
It's like Animal Crossing is so boring that I need you to come and play it with me, right?
There you go. So it's not about me convincing you. It's not about you convincing me. We give or take. and this is our
Non-playable critics. This is like we busting it off the top of the dome, and this is what we see, and this is what we think about it. If you disagree, that's fine. You know?
Let us know in the comments if there's certain things that, like, you know, for how you're gonna defend the game. Do you agree with us? You don't agree with us? Let us know in the comment
Please.
section below.
I want to be educated.
So, but yeah, so I guess we're gonna wrap it up. What I'm gonna say is, what's your your final thought? Like, I'm gonna put it at that. Your final thought. Should we start with you or start with me?
Let's start with me.
Okay. So this is the final thought.
Like I talked a lot of stuff about the game, but actually, like, I think maybe it's worthwhile playing just because of the beautiful mechanics of the whole game and the way it's designed. It's definitely worth an experience, but like not investing a large amount of time in. Like, so I will leave it at that. Yeah.
Okay. My take is basically like almost identical because you practically took my whole point.
Sorry.
Basically, so I would play it like.
Do you mind?
I would play it for like it was. I'm just repeating. I mean, repeating the exact same thing I said. I would play it for a certain amount of time, check up on it. Obviously, there's other games I would want to play. In terms of like just to connect with people, I don't think that the game is meant to connect with people.
Yeah.
It feels like, you know, like, oh, he has a bigger house than me. Like it just
that
puts like it just
That's it?
yeah, or like we trade some
There
things.
must be something deeper than
I mean, I think the deeper thing about that is like, you know, if I design like a shirt and I want, you know, like I design a shirt or
yeah.
like I design something, I don't know, like design something and then you could, you know, like that's one thing, like, you know, like I think for me it was like the creative aspect of that is what I'm saying. It's like you build something and you can share it. Like ultimately, like to me, like that is the multiplayer aspect where you build something. But if it becomes like trying to compare yourself to other people, then it's like shit, like you're not escaping anything. You're
go real
basically
life,
it's like you're in real life, but that's like another level of like, you know what I mean? So sorry, that's a long final thought, but that's just my thought on it. Yeah, anyways, this is Animal Crossing, non-playable critics. It's your boy Dot.
Dan Cap.
All right, let us know in the comments below of exactly what you think. You like it, you don't like it.
For real. let
Whatever
us
the
know.
case might be, let us know. You hate us? I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, I'll check you guys next time. We'll check you out next time.
Yeah, for real.
Easy. Yes, sir.
Take it easy.